How's it going, YouTube? If you enjoy my videos, make sure to drop a like, comment, and subscribe, as doing all of these things helps these videos out with the YouTube algorithm. Make sure that you also hit that notification bell so that you can be notified every time that I upload new and amazing content just like this video. For this video, I'll be driving around parts of the north side of St. Louis, and you can see the route that I take highlighted on the map. If you're unfamiliar with my videos, I do speed up my videos in order to show more in a less amount of time. You can always keep up with the real time that it takes me to drive in the lower left corner of the screen. For a long time, Detroit was dubbed as the most dangerous large city in the United States. In recent years, St. Louis has taken that title. The violent crime rate in St. Louis is 2,082 for every 100,000 residents, and the property crime rate is nearly 6,000 for every 100,000 residents. The national average violent crime rate is 382 for every 100,000, and the average property crime rate is 2,200 for every 100,000. That means that St. Louis experiences over 5 times the average violent crimes per capita and over 2 times the average property crimes per capita. The first neighborhood that we cross is Hyde Park. It is estimated that the violent crime rate in this neighborhood is around 3,000 for every 100,000 residents, and that the property crime rate is 8,200 for every 100,000 residents. The north side of St. Louis has a handful of neighborhoods that spike up the crime stats for the city. Other parts of St. Louis don't experience the same amount of homicides, robberies, and other such crimes as the north side of town does. Downtown is relatively safe, and parts of the west and south side of the city are also safer than the north side. St. Louis is actually one of my favorite cities. I'm a big city guy, and I like seeing old architecture that has been maintained well, and I like seeing dense urban streets full of activity. I'm hoping that one day the north side of St. Louis will start to see lower crime rates, which could result in investors coming in to help improve the city. For now, the facts are the facts, and St. Louis is the most dangerous large city in the US, and most of the crime occurs in select north side neighborhoods. Crime over the years has led to abandonment. This is the St. Louis Place neighborhood. St. Louis was once the nation's 4th largest city back in the year 1910. The city's population peaked at 856,000 in the 1950 census and was one of the 10 largest cities in the US all the way until 1960. Today, St. Louis has a population of 300,000, which is only 35% of its peak population. It's actually a slightly higher population loss than what Detroit has seen when you go by percentages. When you look at the nation as a whole, there isn't a single large city that has lost more of a percentage of their peak population than St. Louis has. On the left, you can see a massive development is in the works for a new National Geospatial Intelligence Agency facility, NGA for short. The agency will be moving here from a location just south of downtown St. Louis, as this new facility will give them more space. The facility is being built on land that was once an entire collection of vacant blocks, so this will be a good development for the area. We'll see more views from different angles of the construction site later in the video. If you don't like this video because you think I'm showcasing all of the negatives, well, this video is about the north side of St. Louis, and as we all know, the north side of St. Louis experiences the most crime and has some of the most blighted blocks of the city. As I explained earlier, St. Louis is the most dangerous large city in America. With that said, it's going to have plenty of negatives. I also recognize that there are plenty of positives about St. Louis, so before you irrationally fire away in the comment section below, stop typing and watch my other St. Louis videos, and maybe you won't be as mad at me. Or maybe you will. Who knows? On the south side of Cass Avenue is the Carr Square neighborhood. You can see that it's full of newer looking apartment buildings, but the crime rates are still extremely high, as the neighborhood has a violent crime rate of 4,270 for every 100,000 residents. I'll turn into one of the complexes up ahead, and you'll be able to see that it does look nice and newish, but there's still a few units that have boarded up windows. And this is another view of the new NGA facility that is being built. I started to turn right here, but as you can see, it's not a through street. I was simply looking at the navigation in my car without following any set points, and the navigation showed that it was a through street. This section of streets that I am currently in has a lot of blocked off streets that were once through streets, apparently. I am in the heart of the Jeff Vanderlou neighborhood. Some of the streets in this neighborhood are still full of occupied homes, but much of it is vacant land and abandoned buildings. The violent crime rate in this neighborhood is 3,000 for every 100,000 residents. Back in the days of racial segregation, blacks were not allowed to own land in certain parts of the city. Many of them were only allowed to buy homes or land in the north neighborhoods of the city, such as Jeff Vanderlou. While that was a move that was manipulated by governments before many of us were born, this has had a generational effect on not just the north side of St. Louis, but throughout many inner-city neighborhoods in the U.S. Access to good public schools, amenities such as grocery stores, and city services were never great to begin with because of racist manipulations. Today, St. Louis has only 35% of its peak population, making it damn near impossible for the city to have well-funded public schools. The ones that are well-funded are located where the money is, while the north side doesn't see the same level of funding. Also, the family that you come from matters. If you were raised in a chaotic household, for example, if your mother or father lived a life of crime, or even if you were raised by a single mother who did everything she could to raise you, that had to work a full-time job, and you never got to see your father, there is plenty of data out there that shows how much harder it is to be successful as an adult than if you had married parents and non-chaotic home life growing up. Many kids grow up seeing all of the crime being committed around their neighborhood, they hear the gunshots and they see the drug dealings on a daily basis, and that has taken over this part of the city. It's basically a chain reaction effect that began with racist practices from a long time ago. The architecture of some of the churches, like what you see on the right, is one of the reasons why I love the bigger cities, especially ones that were originally being developed in the 1800s. Again is the new NGA development on the right. It was once nearly completely vacant land, block after block. On the left, there are hardly any buildings left standing. You've got to wonder what this wide avenue used to look like when St. Louis was in its prime. The rest of the neighborhoods that I go through in this video don't have quite as high of crime stats as the ones that I went through previously, but they're still pretty high as the violent crime rates in all of the remaining neighborhoods hover around 2,000 for every 100,000 residents. Well, that's about it for this video. If you enjoyed, make sure you drop a like, comment, and subscribe, as doing all of those things helps these videos out with the YouTube algorithm. Also, make sure to hit that notification bell so that you can be notified every time that I upload a new video of an area near you. We'll see you next time. Peace!